The Renters' Rights introduced new legislation about pets. Tenants now have a right, an implied right, that they, with the landlord's consent, can have a pet in the property. The landlord cannot refuse consent unless it is reasonable to do so. It's always going to be a question of what is reasonable. It's probably almost never going to be reasonable if the tenant wants a goldfish in a bowl. But on the other hand, if you have a block of flats and the lease does not allow cats and dogs in the block, then it will be reasonable to refuse the tenant having a pet in that circumstance. The question then arises of, if you allow the pet, are you allowed to increase the deposit accordingly? And effectively, the answer to that is the rules haven't changed. The tenant fees legislation defines the value of a deposit, and for rents under $50,000, then there is a maximum of 5 weeks' rent. That doesn't change whether or not the tenant has a pet. So if you're already charging 5 weeks' rent as the deposit, no, you can't increase the deposit if they have a pet. If you were charging less deposit, then that may form part of your negotiation with the tenant. But you can still only refuse on the basis of whether it is reasonable for them to have the pet, not whether you can negotiate a rent increase. I wonder if you just do something that doesn't even cost you anything. If you click on the like or subscribe button, you'll get notified when we upload more content. We often upload the videos a few days before the emails go out. So why don't you like or subscribe, and then you'll get notified of the content.